Well, with that, okay, so to describe a state mom, so when offenders such as myself, when you in a prison, a lot of offenders are either young or really don't know. They naive to prison. So you take them under your wing and you pretty much show them how to survive and how to live in prison. You're there for them when they don't have, when they can't make a phone call home, if they need something to eat, because you get your 3 meals a day, but they feed you so close together that by nighttime your ribs is touching your back. You're hungry. You're hungry. So a state mom is somebody that really act as a mother to an offender. It's no relationship. It's just the title that's given because you're on state time. You're doing a North Carolina state prison sentence, and they just attach mom to it. So when offenders come in, when you take that nurturing part, you just got a mom. So they be like, this is my state mom, or this may be my state aunt, or she my state, grandma, or something like that. So that's what a state mom is. We continue to maintain a level of contact with each other. She go through it, she pick the phone up and call me, she vent it out, I tell her what she right, what she wrong, and if I'm having a bad day or I'm going through it, it's vice versa. So that's pretty much how it go. I mean, what would be your definition of a state mom?
That's it. You got it. That was it. No, that
okay, that is so dry.
Oh my God.
So dry.
It definitely is someone that that you seek guidance from, and then like someone, I think that when you first come to prison, you kind of threw like into a war zone pretty much. You don't know what to expect. So like a state mom is somebody that's going to guide you through it. And then also a lot of times when you first come in, you trying to learn the ropes. You still dealing with the fact you're not with your family. So they're kind of taking on that responsibility to like nurture you and be that companion for you and things like that. So it all depends. Like for some individuals that have parents at home that could be there for them. And then you got people that was like me. I lost both of my parents before I came to prison. So I had already lost that mother figure in my life. So I didn't call people. She was the only state mother I had my whole incarceration period. So she was the one that I would call my mom and ask for advice about. She was the person that guided me through that. So like I said, I mean, in the TV shows, like it's real rough. They make it seem like, you going in there, you about to be fighting for your virginity, fighting all these women, like all this violence. And I'm not saying that's not what happened in men's prison, but in the women's prisons, no, that's not what happened.
For real, prison, I'm gonna tell you, and this is what I mean, and I hope you leave this in there. Prison is being at college, just in a cell, in a world. It's just a setting where it's all women, and the warden gets these camera crews together and gets long offenders to come up there and make it look like it's a big horror story. But it is nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
At each other?
I do, she don't. I do, she don't. She don't. And I can't believe she don't.
I do remember some of it, but I just had the setting wrong. I thought we actually met. So
now I'm gonna look at her. I'm about to tell her. That's what I'm about to do. Because okay. So you was on the payphone and you was arguing with somebody about dragging their feet about getting onto your visitation to be able to get the approval for you to get the money. Mm-hmm. I'm listening, I'm taking it all in, but I'm not saying that because you weren't talking to me, you was addressing and somebody else that was at the table. I can't remember who. Carolyn White.
Yep, that was my grandma.
That's who it was. Mm-hmm. So Carolyn was like, well, I don't know nobody. And then looked at me and was like, because she was Hispanic. She was like, my daughter, with her accent, she was like, my daughter can't help you. But that's how that happened right there. So the next day when I told you I would do it, the next day you asked me to go to the canteen. You gave me a list. Mm-hmm. And I went and got everything. I went to the canteen, brought her the canteen items, brought it back to her. It was like baby powder. Yeah, it was like baby powder, soap, lotion, shampoo, what was it? Food items.
Like some noodles and stuff.
Yeah, it was
just
like
a little
noodles. It was like shower shoes. So in order for me to get like my money back, what she does is she would have her family to cash app it to my family member, and being that my family member was approved on my visitation, they could just send me my money back. Yeah, so that's how it started. That's what started.
They told me she was mean. So
because I didn't talk to people, I was standoffish, and I was a long shark. So a long shark is a person that you come get one, you got to get two back.
I don't know. I was up under her butt after that. You seen her, you seen me.
Yeah, but that's really how
that's really how it was. Like after that, everybody knew that was my state mama, and that was it.
Well, no. So the way it took place was that when I did the things that I did for her, it was from a place of endearment. It was just, I know what it's like starting out. You don't know. And then I could tell she was green, because you're trying to find anybody to put money in their books. And what people do there is when you put money in their books, some of the offenders, when they see you or have this like naive side, they'll take your money and won't even give it to you. The next day or two, it was like she was glued to my hip. And then I want to say it was probably that third day, I moved in. We was in the same dorm. We moved in the same dorm. And she was like, that's my mama. That is my mama. She was telling me, like, that is my mama. That is my mama. So that's how, I was a state mama. You're there for the fun part, but you're also there when times are hard. Like when she was going through it with her kids, she would come to me and talk to me. She would ask me how would I deal. She would go through the phase of missing her kids because I got locked up. And like I was saying, my kids were very young. And I had to tell her, and it's going to sound harsh when I say this, but it's just a reality. When you go in there, you got to forget like you don't have nobody. Like you don't have that. It's hard, but you got to forget. And see, I think what makes me play a state mama to the ladies that I was state mothers too is because I missed that part of my kids. So I felt like giving it back through somebody else's. It was like me being a mama to my child. So I wouldn't tell her something that I wouldn't tell my own child if I had the chance to raise my child. So
and I didn't really get a chance to kind of like grieve that, if that makes sense. So I think that deep inside, like I wanted somebody to like, even though she did annoy me a lot, but I wanted, like I missed that. I missed having somebody that I can talk to, or like that mother figure in my life, to have somebody that, provide some type of structure or just guide me. Like I needed that. So it was really important, like when she came into my life and then she started, like I said, she's very real. She's not gonna hold nothing back. So I needed that guidance, and it was really important to me, it made me feel like I'm not doing this time by myself, even though I felt that, a lot of my family members weren't there. She made me feel that somebody cared about me enough to worry about what I'm doing and how I'm behaving and things like that. I don't think a lot of kids realize that when their parents annoying them, but those were really genuinely things that I missed about having a mother in my life.
Oh, well then it meant, okay, I'm going to try not to laugh when I say this. Then I was like, this girl is a loose candy. Because she was just wow. Like, not wow in a bad way, but in a good way. Like, because she's not from North Carolina, so she has an accent. So she's always coming through like, and let me tell you. And so I'm like, yo, this a loose candy. You know what I'm saying? But getting to know her throughout that whole end of my sentence, she made it, like, if I had to do it all over again, I would. And I would do it with her because it was like a walk in the park. It was a loose cannon, but it was a walk in the park. She wasn't bad. She wasn't disrespectful.
Why wasn't disrespectful?
She know I hit her. Yeah, she know I put my hands on her. Like, we gonna show respect. I'm gonna talk to you with respect. You gonna talk to me with respect. That's why I do that to my daughter today. It worked both ways. You know what I mean? Almost like a lethal chain can't rattle by itself, right? It worked both ways. But I just would like just be no. I wouldn't do that. But she knew when I was mad because I raised my voice. But she really didn't do nothing like that for me to have to really. She was good. You know what I'm saying? But her relationship then, it meant a lot, but it means everything to me today. I didn't go back. I got out, got a job, worked, got an apartment, got a car, and because of bonding families and the benevolence farm, got a house. So if it wasn't for Mona and the relationship that I had with her, I probably would still be with my daughter in a 1-bedroom apartment with my grandmother climbing multiple steps up and down, something that her health can't even do that good, you know?
This lady did all this stuff for me when I was in prison. Like, I'm in a position where I can help her. I'm gonna try to help her as best as I can. And I could hear in her voice, she was kind of questioning it a little bit. Like,
yeah, I'm a hesitant person, especially with something new. I'm like, you just. At first, like, when she told me that, I'm like, okay, is this something legit? Let's see, today, the person I am, I move different. Then I just jump in something head first. I don't care if it's legit or not. Today, I'm asking questions like, we legit out here? You know, I want to make sure ain't nobody got no guns in here, ain't no drugs in here, so we good. Okay, we good. I said all that to say, yeah, if it wasn't for her in that program, I'm telling you, because they don't want to give people chances out here that's sad. Like, people don't want to really deal with you because you're a felon. People be like, oh, she a felon, she done been in prison. Okay, oh God, we need to stay away from her. That's how people look at you out here. But sometimes people that have been incarcerated are the coolest people, and they're the most loyalist people.
My ending was a lot different than Barbara. I didn't have to kind of fend for myself when I got out.
Tell them why though.
I'm about to, honey. I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming.
All right.
So Benevolence Farm is a nonprofit organization that houses formerly incarcerated women. We offer employment and safe housing also there at the farm. We are a farm, so we grow a lot of herbs and flowers. We use our herbs and flowers and we infuse them into oils and we put them into our products and we sell them. So we have a body care line and a candle line, and that's a part of the residents' employment at the farm. So I got accepted there, like I said, in 2022. They helped me they gave me a job. First of all, I had safe housing as soon as I got there, and then they also helped me through my whole re-entry process, meaning they helped me get my driver's license, they helped me get a car, they also helped me get my first apartment. And that was a very important stepping stone for me, especially for a mother that's trying to reunite with their children. So I kind of already had like a heads up. What is it? A leg up? Am I saying it wrong? A leg up by
instead of a hand out, you had a hand up.
Yeah, I had a hand up. So my re-entry process was a lot easier for me working there and, being a part of Benevolence Farm. I would say I got a good boss that take my crazy ideas and flourish them, and I kind of look at it like a plant sometimes, because I know sometimes it's hard for me to articulate what I want, or I would have a vision, but she waters it, if I would say. She waters it and she helps me make it grow. Is how I would look at that relationship. But I went to her and I told her, I said, hey, this lady I did time with, she was my state mom, and this is the situation. And that's pretty much how Barbara was our first recipient of the Housing First Fund. So our Housing First Fund is for individuals that's been incarcerated, and we pay their security deposits for them to move into houses in the community that they choose. It was established for the simple fact we realized that formerly incarcerated individuals who were having a hard time finding housing, once they did find housing, they were being charged double the security deposit, or they were asked to make 3 to 4 times the rent is what landlords and property managers were charging them based on their felony records. So we wanted to
no renter's history.
Yeah, or no renter's history. So it was all these barriers and stipulations for individuals to find housing. So we wanted to use the Housing First Fund as like to help them kind of take that financial burden off of them, so they can focus on other goals as far as like buying furniture for their homes, or like Barbara's goal was to have an extra space for her grandmother, so she could have used that money to buy more stuff for her grandmother's room or things like that. So that's what the Housing First Fund is. And so it was really emotional for me when she moved into her place, because
I never forget that day.
I'm not about to cry. Nah, I got mascara on. My stuff about to start running.
I'm gonna say this though. I would never forget that day. But what she did, it didn't just impact my life. She don't know she helped my grandmother. And if I could bring her over here, I'm sure my grandmother would say the same thing. Would you agree, Mama?
Yes, I would.
Because where she was at, like my grandmother has been done wrong a lot, you know, and it changed things to where she's safe, or you know, she know that she could come in to a clean environment and ain't got to worry about people tapping on the window, coming through the door late at night, and it's a safe environment. Like, you did that for her. Like, if only I could sit longer on here and actually tell you where she was at. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But you impacted her life. Like, you changed that for her. And if I wouldn't have got the help from you, I don't know, I'd probably be sitting in jail because trying to get it, you know. So what you did you didn't just do it for me. You did it for my daughter. You know, you did it for my grandma. I'm able to help extended family when it's like they're going through things. They know they got a safe place to come to. I can be an aunt because my nephew comes. He stays 2 weeks out of the month, and I take him to school. Without that, I wouldn't have been able to do that in a 1-bedroom apartment and try and figure it out. It just wouldn't have been possible. You know, the capacity on that is only 2 people to 1 room. So you really did do that. You know, what you did is not small. You know, you know, most people go out here and be like, I'm gonna change the world. It's not just about changing the world. It's about changing people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you did that. Like, it's never a moment that could go by where you feel like you can't call me. I don't care if I'm one of them friends. You know, I'm not a fair weather friend. You know, you could call me in the middle of the night and I'm gonna answer my phone. Or I might not text back right then and there because of client, but you know, I'm coming. You know, and I appreciate that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to have you as a friend, as a daughter. I'm grateful to be able to have you as a state child. You know, I'm grateful for that. And I want you to know that. I appreciate that.
Why is y'all doing this?
I'm just telling you, I appreciate it. I really do. And I hope that God continue to touch the ministry that you're doing with bonding families in the Benevolence Farm, and that proceeds come and things like that. I hope that it continue to grow, because felons don't have a chance on housing, you know. So I applaud what you do. And if it's any way that I could, whether it's speak or talk, or you need to view, or can we use the home it's always open. It's always open. So I love you.
I just took what I was given, and it, like, being a part of Benevolence Farm, I say that all the time. Like, people tell you all the time, like, strangers can come into your life and they could be your support system better than your own family can. Mm-hmm. They have changed my life in ways I can not even imagine. And so I knew what that felt like, you know, when I was able to move into my own place because of them, and because of Benevolence Farm and the reunite with my kids. So I felt that. And when I seen her reaction, she gave me my purpose. Like, I knew right then and there, like, no matter what I do from this moment on, this is the feeling that I want to keep feeling. This is what my purpose is in life. And, you know, I don't think, you know, we take a lot of things for granted. We do.
God knows. I have. Not no more though. Hallelujah.
And so, like, little initiatives as far as, like, our Housing First Fund, and even, like, being able to, when I'm doing bonding families and, you know, I share my story and I'm helping somebody else, or, you know, I see another woman reunite with her kids, like, those are things or memories that you could never get rid of. That feeling that you feel. So when I'm going through things in my personal life, and sometimes I feel like I want to give up, and, you know, this is what keeps me going. This is what keeps me sane. And like she said, I don't think nobody is the same after they leave prison. It's just up to you on how you deal with that. How I feel about that. So I use what I do at Benevolence Farm, and I use that to kind of feed myself also. So when y'all doing this, when you trust in me, you feeding into me also. When I say
pouring into your cup.
Mm-hmm, when I say I needed bonding families, I needed bonding families. When I say I needed her as a stake mother at that time, I needed her as a stake mother. And so those things are very important. And when you surrounding yourself with individuals, you don't want people around you that's constantly taking from your cup. Refill me. When I'm getting low, pour more into me. And so I want to thank you too for, like I said, trusting me, putting up with my craziness, keeping me on the right track, and make sure I came home on time to my babies, and just taking the time out to even be there for me. Because like you said, you could have just walked away. You didn't have to insert yourself in that conversation. You didn't have to offer anything to me. You didn't have to do nothing that you did, but you did it because that's the type of person you are. And if we had a lot more people like that in the world would be a better place.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her a hug. Yeah, girl, let me make sure my fat roll out. Hey!
I love you, baby. I'm proud of you.
Okay.